Hola, welcome, football fans. Welcome to the latest installment of Football Xstream. Today we are going local as lekker, boys. The DSTV Premiership. You know my colors. Welcome to the show, gentlemen.
It's Hola. Hello to our South African viewers. Good to be with you tonight on this another installment. Football Xstream goes local. First ever episode where we discuss our very own DSTV Premiership.
Yep. DSTV Premiership. But we're also welcoming all the international viewers as well. So maybe this is your first taste of discussion of the South African Premier League, the local PSL, and it is the DSTV Premiership. So Nene, we're going to be talking about the big guns in South African football and what the expectations are. So Sundowns, these colors, or Kaiser Chiefs that many people might know, or Orlando Pirates. What's happening with those teams now? Let's get sunken into what's going on in the Premier League right now between those three teams.
Yeah, man, I think we need to start at the top of the Premier League.
Yeah.
And make our way down.
Yeah.
Which will be Sundowns. Sundowns has three coaches.
Yes.
And at the beginning of the season, we were all wondering what the hell is going on. How can you have three coaches?
Yeah.
But the formula seems to be working. 10 wins, 6 draws in 16 games.
Yeah.
Unbeaten in the league. So yeah, these guys are probably doing something right. Sundowns is a team to beat at the moment.
Yeah. DJ, what's your thoughts? What's going on in the Sundowns pool there with their three coaches?
Yeah, 3 coaches, but same formula. Sundowns keeps buying the best players, so that's not going to change anytime soon. The billions keep rolling in, and if they want a player, they're going to get him. No price is above their reach, whether it's local or it's an international player. They're going to flex the cash and get that player.
Yeah.
Well, it's way more than just buying the players, I bet, because since the last coach left, Tupito Musiman, it shows that it's the coaching and it's team chemistry in that team, because it doesn't matter who comes in, who leaves. This team just keeps winning. I mean, 3 Premiership titles in a row. Well, it's not just about buying players, because we've seen in world football, Real Madrid was just creating collecticals, but how long did they go without winning trophies? But somehow Sundowns have figured out the formula for the PSL. And as I keep telling you guys, 60 points in the PSL. It's only 30 games in the season, playing 16 teams in the league, so 30 games, 2 points a game, 60 points, you win the league. And every season, the team that gets to 60 or closest to 60 wins the league. And so far, Sundowns have figured out how to do that thing. So 3 coaches, maybe this season is the best way to do it. Steve Kompela couldn't do it at Kaiser Chiefs. Rulani Mukwena couldn't do it at Pirates. But Mangoba Mkriti's been doing it this whole time. And so those guys put together, they decided, yeah, we can become a juggernaut. But let's see. Orlando Pirates is huffing and puffing on Sundowns' tail. They're sitting in 3rd in the log on 32 points after 19 games. And they've just won. They've just beaten Celtic 1-0. So they've elevated from 4th to 3rd, and now they seem like they're starting to enter the title hunt. DJ, what's your opinion on Orlando Pirates and how they've been playing?
They've been hot and cold. I mean, they'll beat the teams that are in the top half, and then they'll come up short against your Black Leopards. They lost 2-0, I think, the last time they played Black Leopards.
Yeah.
Golden Arrows as well is the same story, 2-0. So they are not consistent like Sundowns are. Sundowns, it does not matter who they're playing against. To them, every match is important. They feel that much respect. Pirates, I think they underestimate the opponents a bit, and that's what causes them to lose. And the coach has been there for a while now, but yeah, there are still some aspects where they could be doing better.
Yeah,
But yeah, let's see how far they can go this season.
yeah. Team because a lot. Nene, what do you say about the Pirates? I remember you were saying something about them being
Okay.
hot and cold as well.
Yeah, no. The Pirates, here's the problem. They had a defensive problem. What's in Utsulani Hlatshwayo.
Yeah.
Okay. And now they've conceded 21 goals. I mean, they've scored 21 goals and conceded 15 goals.
Mm.
And if I compare them to Sundowns, they've scored 26 goals and conceded 7.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so that sums it up. If they need to challenge for the title, they need to stop conceding so many goals because they're not exactly scoring as many goals, you know, to cover the defensive side. So they brought Tulani Khayo. I haven't seen the difference. That guy just gets yellow cards left, right, and center. I think he's actually leading the charts for the most cautions in the league with 6. So yeah, so defensively they need to fix that part of the team, and then I think they can challenge for the league thereafter. But if they're conceding goals the way they're doing now, then Sundowns is just going to be a runaway train.
Yo. But Lamachit, Pirates has got
Yeah.
Hlatshwayo. He's Bafana's defender.
Mm.
He's the captain. So I mean, last season, this dude,
Yeah.
everybody wanted him before he came to Pirates. Okumut was like, that's the dude who's gonna make our defense better. But it's not working for Pirates at the moment. Move. DJ.
Yeah.
Oh
No, I think
yeah.
well, before DJ goes in, Hlatshwayo, he came too late to the Sundowns team. I mean, to the Pirates team.
Yeah.
I think he's 2 or 3 years too late. I was actually talking to a friend of mine about him, I think today or yesterday. And he also said that, look, if this guy had arrived maybe 3 seasons before this year, then that's when he was, you know, at his peak. Not now. Not now. Yeah.
DJ, what do you think about Tyson Hlatshwayo?
Yeah, he's long been in the game. His age, it's not really on his side, as Nene said. Maybe 3 years ago, and look who are they pairing him with.
Another veteran.
Happy Chele as well. How long is that guy gonna keep going? And we all know he started off at right back, and then they shifted him into the center back, and sometimes he makes those errors that cost the team as well. So the Pirates defense, I don't know what's going on with them. And they also brought in a new goalkeeper at the beginning of the season, Richard Ofori from Maritzburg United.
Yeah.
But he as well, he makes some blunders at times, and just to sort out those little silly mistakes at the back and find a good center pairing of defenders and just be solid at the back. Don't concede those goals. As you said, you scored 21 and conceded 15. So
yeah.
Obviously there's a problem at the back, and Tulani Hlatshwayo has not improved the defense at all.
Yeah. It does seem like Uhapi Jele. It's like I think it's probably better. Uhapi Jele played his best defensive game when he was at right back and not in the center. So maybe Pirates should look at that. So must go to the right, but I don't think they have any more probably center backs that are good enough to like just sit in there and marshal the defense. But Lamachita, they've got young, hot players at the front, like Lynch Poole and not Dion Hotto. I mean, wasn't Dion Hotto playing for Wits? I think I can't even remember. Maybe you guys can correct me. But the Pirates,
yeah, he was playing for Wits,
and he was lighting the league up at Wits. He was lighting the league up. So Lamachita, they've got good players in the forward line. the back is where the problems are, because Lynch Pule, Ben Mochwari, Fortune Makaringe, these dudes can play. These dudes can play. So Angazi, Pirates, they're right behind Sundowns and Swallows. So they just need to just up their game, be more consistent. And I mean, that German coach of theirs, I mean, if you have a German coach these days, it seems like you know what you're doing. So let's see. Orlando Pirates, come up. Over EPSL with Super Sports and Swallows at the top of the table. Come on, guys. We're the Soweto Giants. And speaking of the other Soweto Giants, Nani Timiako, Ikeza, what's going on there? What's going on? First of all, when Kevin Hunt came in, I thought, okay, Kaizer Chiefs is coming back from the ashes. And then what happened?
We're still in the ashes, bro. Yeah, we're still in the ashes. Look, I think
digging.
Keep digging.
Yeah, keep digging. You find the truth.
11th. Yo.
Yeah, no, man. 11th, 4 wins, 7 draws, 6 losses.
Yeah.
Definitely not good enough for Chiefs. And look, we'd actually assume that it's because of the transfer ban that we had in at the start of the season. But when I look at the players that we've got in our team, they're actually not that bad. You know, they're just underachieving. So just like Pirates, Chiefs is even worse. Scored 17 goals, conceded 20. So they're sitting on a minus goal difference. So I think the main problem has been defense. Keeper, defense, defensive midfield. That whole structure is not at the moment. And the guys up front, what they're not doing enough to help the team. So yeah, if these guys can fix the defense, maybe they can get top 8. But if they continue to concede goals, then they're going to finish outside of the top 8. Definitely.
DJ, where does Chiefs end at the end of the season? Or what's wrong with them?
Everything's wrong with Chiefs. not just the playing. It goes way deeper than that. You can't tell me a team that was challenging for a league title just a few months ago, and lost it on the last day, is now struggling with just making it into the top 8. I mean, there are deep lying problems, and cannot say only the transfer ban that's in place. I think maybe the players are too relaxed. No one is fighting for the jersey. The youngsters that came in have done well, but unfortunately, the leaders that you look to in the team are nowhere to be found. And department, let me not go there. It's even worse. Because whichever goalkeeper plays, they make a mistake. You put an ex-goalkeeper in the next game, another defensive blunder. I mean, it's 8 consecutive games now the Chiefs have played without a win. So that's really alarming. And people need to wake up and realize that, hey, Chiefs, teams are no longer afraid of Chiefs. They go against Chiefs and say we can get something from this game and we're going to win this game. And it's unheard of, really. It's been a while. And look, the Morocco Swallows, they just got promoted at the beginning of this season. They are flying high, but these Chiefs, struggling there and scraping and scrubbing the way, clawing.
You mentioned Vele. Sorry, carry on.
No, and it's gonna get worse with the games that are coming up. We've got Maritzburg United, and then we've got the Soweto Derby.
Soweto Derby on March 21.
Yeah. So look, if they win against Maritzburg United, as Bonga said, they haven't won in 8 games. So if they go into that Pirates game, if we draw against Maritzburg and we're going into the Pirates game, 9 games without a win?
Yeah,
it's not good. It's not good at all.
yeah,
It doesn't look positive for us. Yeah.
sure. And it's the business end of the season now. Ishonike ngoba mina I don't understand ngoba ukhuluma nge-defense. Okay, fine, defensive midfield, what.
Everywhere.
These dudes
Everywhere.
were top of the table all season, last season. All season. These dudes were running first. Like I said before, Upito Mosimane figured this out a long time ago. Not Gavin Hunt figured it out. He PSL, he did with 60 points. You get to 60, you win the league. 30 games in a season, that means 2 points a game. It means after 3 games, if you had 6 points, you're on championship path. If after 10 games, you're on 20 points, you're on a championship path. And the Chiefs was way ahead of that just before Corona hit and the PSL was stopped. And then when the season comes back, these dudes just choked because the last 4 games, the dudes choked and Sundowns came and won the last 5 games or so in a row and won the league on the last day. After Chiefs conceded a goal, all they needed to do was keep a clean sheet and win the league. And Lapokona, they scored first in their game, that last game of the season. So, I mean, it's more, Joe, what you teach, Yonkind, they've got players who've been there for too long. Amachita, Marsha, other players need to sit on the bench and not start. Like, Angmazu Kone Otufi and the Chiefs, he's not the best goalkeeper in the team. My opinion. He's not the best goalkeeper in the team, Kune. And if Bernard Parker is still starting, there's problems. At his age, there's problems with Chiefs. And
another problem, these guys on high salaries. I mean,
yeah,
Kune, Billiard, Castro, they are the highest earners in the team, but what are they bringing to the table? I mean, since Billiard has been at Chiefs, what has he done?
Yeah. Castro.
Yeah, management as well needs to take a hard look at themselves because they're the ones who signed the players. And as I said, what has Billiard done for Chiefs? What has Castro done for Chiefs?
Yeah.
Just because a guy was good at your rival does not mean that you will play the same. I mean, many instances we've seen where teams sign a player who did not renew his contract from a rival team, comes to your team and is a completely different player.
Yeah.
So, and I think the mental aspect of what happened to Chiefs last season should have been addressed. I mean, they should have got professionals to get in to talk to the players and help them to deal with that. Because as you said, Chiefs were just flying, and then towards the end, they just lost it. So mentally as well, that does play a part.
Okay.
Especially in sports.
Yeah.
But yeah, Chiefs top 8, they'll be lucky to make it into the top 8 this season, in my opinion.
Yo, a top 8 without Kaizer Chiefs with PSN, that is something that I do not want to see. But okay, last question, and then we just ended quickly in the last 2 minutes. What do you think needs to change, or what do you think needs to happen at Kaizer Chiefs for them to make, maybe shift that gear and probably run into the top 4? DJ?
Let the coach bring the players that he wants, not the players that the management wants. Because more often than not, we hear that the coach wanted a certain player, but it did not get him because management signed another player. So let the coach sign the players that he needs, and then we judge him based on that. Because we cannot just give a guy and say, okay, we signed these players for you, so work with them and win with them. Yeah. A coach knows what his team needs. He works with a guy day in, day out. And a coach is more likely to play a guy that he signed than someone that he was signed by the management that he did not want.
Yeah. Nene, parting remarks on what Chiefs need?
Look, man, there's nothing that Chiefs can do at the moment in order to maybe get into the top 4 or top 3. They've just been poor for too long. I mean, it's been like 17 games, I think, that they've played. That's more than half the season. So for things to turn around, they're gonna need like a long run of games, like 7, 8 games of wins and a couple draws in between. Because it's been like 8 games they haven't won. So they need to overturn that, and it's highly unlikely that's going to happen. They need to get rid of good players when the season ends. This season is gone. If you finish 10th, 9th, 8th, it will be bonus if you're not relegated. So I'm happy with that we stay up. And then the guys need to be brought to that the best team in the country. Because if you were the best team in the country, then you wouldn't be 10th. Basically, the 10th best team in the country at the moment. Except that, get rid of the deadwood players. Bernard Parker, it's time for these guys to go. This guy, Katande, out.
Machoho,
out.
Pahlele,
So, out. We need to get rid of these guys, but because, as you said, as Ubonga said, they're on high salaries and they're very dominant in the dressing room, and they're actually poor role models at the moment. So we get them out and we let Opilani Zulu, get a proper chance, at playing.
Another guy needs to go.
Who?
I
don't mind him. I mean, he can stay.
The guy is
rid of everyone.
Look, the way I see it, Chiefs did not sign any players for this season. So they have money that they would have used to buy players. I'm just saying, start from scratch, let the coach choose who he wants in the team from the players that are there, and whoever he does not need must be released. I mean, at least he's been blooding in the youngsters, so that's something to build on. The youngsters, and get those players who will improve the team. But really, Okata and the cartel face.
Salt and vinegar needs to go.
Salt and vinegar. I can't believe it. First of all, so that's it, guys. Thanks to our football fans from all over the world. Welcome to our first rendition of PSL football coverage. So there's going to be so much more coming from Football Xstream following our local league. So stay tuned for more. And don't forget that if you like what you're seeing from our show, press that like button, leave your comments so that we know what you guys are thinking. And even just put your comments on who you think is going to win the PSL. Is it going to be Sundowns? Is it going to be Swallows? Is it going to be Pirates? Can Chiefs make a U-turn? It's possible. So thanks, football fans. See the two Kaizer Chiefs supporters here that they don't believe in their team.
You don't see that happening anytime soon.
I know. Football fans, thanks for joining us. Stay tuned for more Football Xstream. There's going to be more coming, more PSL coverage right here on the show. Cheers, everyone.
Cheers.
Cheers.